Inniswil Ministries International presents Midweek Message. Hi, family. Fam, I skipped the hat today. I hope you don't mind. I just want to work our way through this, okay? So last week we talked about the different stressors for the holiday. And one stressor was financial stress. Time constraints is another one. Social expectations, like our hospitality or our willingness to go out to other people's stuff. And number 4 was loneliness/grief. We're going to center on the grief, okay? So listen, financial stress, we can work with that, right? We can set a budget and say, this is how much we're going to spend for this and for this and for that, and stick to it, right? Time constraints is another. You can budget your time. There's 24 hours in a day. You sleep 8, you work 8. So you got 8 hours to do all your other stuff. And social expectations. Like, you choose what you want to do. You choose how many things you go to or how many times you have people to your house. Right? You can choose not to overextend yourself. But grief, we have no control over grief. You can't budget grief. So grief, we have to work through. So there are stages of grief. It's denial, anger, bargaining, depression, acceptance. Some say there's 7, but I only got 5 here. Okay, so we're going to work with that. But just understand that today I'm at acceptance, right? I've accepted my losses. But, that song could come on. Or, one of my triggers, we'll talk about triggers in a minute. One of my triggers is seeing like moms and daughters, like adult moms and daughters out together. And so I went to my doctor's appointment and I'm getting on the elevator and there's a lady with her elderly mother, or so I thought. And so I just confronted my feelings and I was like, you guys remind me of me and my mom. She passed and I really miss her. And the lady's like, oh, that's my neighbor. And why did that make me feel better? I was like, oh, okay. That's so nice. You're a good neighbor. And we got to talking and the little old lady was like, she's such a sweet neighbor. And I don't know why, but it made me feel better. I don't know if I felt better because I confronted the feeling or that they really weren't a mother and daughter. I don't know. But I'm going to do that from now on. I'm going to confront my feelings. So you can go from acceptance into a depression in like 0 to 60 seconds. So just because you're at acceptance doesn't mean you can't go into the anger phase. It doesn't mean, so just because you're at acceptance right now, that can change in like 2 seconds. All right. So what do we do? Like, how do we deal with this grief? Well, we're going to allow ourselves to feel our feelings. Remember, also, you may not be the only one in your house grieving or the only one in your family grieving. And so people don't really grieve the same. And just like you want room for your grieving, you need to allow the folks around you that may be grieving as well. You need to have respect and have room for them to feel their feelings. Like somebody might be in that anger phase and you're like, I didn't do anything to you, but remember that they're grieving too, and two people may not grieve the same. And so just have some grace for other people that might be grieving, because you would like them to have that grace for you. Um, so the first thing we're going to do is feel the feelings. Feel your feelings. If you're sad, cry. If you're sad, okay. If you're angry, try not to take it out on anybody else, but okay, you're angry. Just accept, feel those feelings. I identify those feelings. So, have you ever felt like not good, you just don't know what you're feeling? Yeah, it's because you haven't identified that feeling. So, identify the feeling and accept that you feel that way. Okay? And check it. You can cry if you wanna. Always remember that tears are like a steam release. You know, because we put a good face up for other people, we smush our feelings down, and we smush till there's no room left. And what happens is if you're lucky, those tears will happen, and that'll be like a steam release, and that'll let some of that off, right? But we're going to identify our feelings. We're not going to smush them. Don't be, don't, don't forget to laugh. Like, you can still grieve and laugh. Like, your life isn't over because you lost someone. You can still find joy and happiness. The joy that we have, God gave it to us. The world didn't give it to us. Other people didn't give it to us. God gave it to us. And so, of course, we're going to be able to laugh. All right? You don't force yourself to, but stuff is funny. Kids are hysterically funny. So don't be afraid to laugh, and don't be afraid to have a good time, because, yes. And we have to identify our triggers. Now, my trigger is the mother daughter, like out shopping, like not the daughter with the elderly mother out shopping. And so, yeah, I miss that. That I miss. So that's a trigger for me. There's songs that are triggers for me. I we used to all like pile in my aunt's house or my grandmom's house, whichever, you know. It was my grandmom's first, my grandmom's house. And then, like, once she got older, then she moved in with my aunt. And so everything was at my aunt's house. And so there are so many memories involved there. So just thinking about being there and driving by, yeah, that brings back a whole lot of memories. That little town brings a whole lot of memories back. So how can we, what do we do? What can we do in order to um, move through this grief that we're going to have? And so number one is make a plan. Make a plan A, make a plan B, make a plan C. Okay, my example is, oh, I gotta go. Get your plan together. We were supposed to do plans today. We'll do plans next week. We only got 2 weeks till Thanksgiving. Get your plan. Join us again next time when His Will Ministry presents Midweek Message. Bye.